In 2023, Modi criticized Congress in Karnataka for giving cash guarantees to women.
ये रेवड़ी कल्चर देश के विकास के लिए बहुत घातक है। रेवड़ी कल्चर वालों को लगता है कि जनता जनार्दन को मुफ्त की रेवड़ी बांटकर उन्हें खरीद लेंगे।
But Congress wins Karnataka elections with a sweeping majority. Guess what BJP did after they lost Karnataka? In the same year, Madhya Pradesh elections, BJP used the exact same strategy. Announced money transfers to women. BJP wins. This is not one story. 2 years later, Bihar, they spent 7,400 crore rupees on women voters just 1 week before the elections. 10,000 rupees direct transfers to women. NDA wins the elections. In Assam, 9,000 rupees were released to each woman across 40 lakh accounts. In West Bengal, just before the elections, BJP announced 3,000 rupees will be deposited every month directly into the accounts of mothers and sisters of Bengal. The party that said freebies will bankrupt the country is now copying the exact strategy everywhere. My name is Raghunath. I spent last 2 weeks going through Election Commission data, SBI Research reports and poll surveys to understand one thing. Why is every single party in India suddenly obsessed with women voters? Same script every election. Cash lands in women's bank accounts, votes follow. I'm going to address how did women become the center of India's most decisive electoral debate, analysis of women voters, 2024 election reality check, the issues around reservation bill. This is not about reservation bill. This is not even about delimitation like the opposition is screaming. There is a strong fundamental reason for the story around women. I will prove it to you with data. This is the economics of women voters. Let's get started. Let's address the important question of the video. But before that, I just need to address the feedback coming in my survey. One person has asked for sector analysis, like how I did for data centers. Let me know which sectors you want me to analyze. I have been thinking of pharma sector that is on Indian stock market. Few other changes I have made in the form as per suggestions from the audience. You know, the majority of people who watch my videos are men. There are a lot of women on YouTube, but their participation in watching my videos is very, very less. It is the same situation in the Indian election system. There are a lot of women voters, but they are not contesting in the elections. BJP found this one issue, but they did not want to solve this problem. Instead, they tried to focus more on women voters. Let's look at the first story of women. In 2009 Lok Sabha elections, men voters were more than women voters. In 2014 elections, women increased but still lesser than men voters. But look at 2019 Lok Sabha elections. Not a big change, but for the first time in the history, women voters overtake men voters. In 2024 elections, women did it again. In the 2024 Lok Sabha itself, 20 out of 36 states and union territories had higher women turnout than men. In 15 years, a 4.42% gap became zero. Then it flipped and women are ahead of men. No other voter group in India has moved this fast. This is general elections. You won't see a massive difference because it is national level. But let's look at the state level elections. It is even more dramatic. In Bihar 2025 elections, women voters turned out at 71.6%, men at just 62.8%. Why do you think they named Operation Sindoor campaign in the name of women when it had nothing to do with women? Bihar was one of the major reasons. Why do you think they transferred 10,000 to women just before Bihar elections? Now look at Assam in the recent 2026 elections. Women voters were higher than men at 85.96%, men were at 84.8%. You might be wondering why Modi did a special photo shoot with tea plantation women in Assam this year. Now you have the answer. This is the fundamental shift that has already happened. But now comes an important question. Why is BJP going heavily on reservation bill and creating a campaign that Congress is anti-women? One is the latest West Bengal elections, which is crucial, but the bigger reason is 2029 elections. I will tell you why. According to SBI's Economic Research Department projection, from 2029 onwards, women voters will permanently outnumber men voters. By 2047, women are projected at 55% of all voters. Men will be just 45%. This is a mega shift that is happening in the Indian electoral system. By 2029, if Modi cannot win women voters, he will be thrown out of Prime Minister post. This is now pure economics and not politics. Now, why did I say transferring money to women in Madhya Pradesh had direct relations to BJP winning? SBI Research published a study that no government agency should probably have published. They ran a correlation between Ladli Behna coverage in Madhya Pradesh and BJP's electoral performance. In the top 3 districts with the highest scheme coverage, BJP won every single constituency. In the top 10 districts by coverage, BJP won at least 50% of constituencies. And in the 2024 Lok Sabha, states running women-centric schemes saw an average of 7.8 lakh additional women voters compared to 2019. States without these schemes saw only 2.5 lakh. Now, what does it mean? It means data proves direct cash to women equals votes. Karnataka's strategy is a winning strategy. Again, this whole story contradicts the BJP performance. If BJP was ahead in finding this strategy, they should have dominated 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Because they went in with everything. Women's reservation bill passed, 10 crore gas connections to women, women-only rallies. Modi called women as his shield. And the result is they lost 63 seats. Not just that, they had to depend on Chandrababu Naidu and Nitish Kumar to form the government. Otherwise, Modi would not have become the Prime Minister today. Here is what actually happened. The data showed that BJP got 37% of male votes versus 36% of female votes. Congress got 22% of women votes, a 2% increase from 2019. Women turned out in record numbers, but they voted on their own judgment. The schemes that got them to the booth, but once they were in the booth, they voted on jobs, prices and local issues, not on which party deposited cash 3 months earlier. The real reason BJP lost was rural India. BJP had 201 rural constituencies going into 2024 elections. They retained only 126, lost a third in one election. Unemployment, inflation and income distress in rural areas is increasing. Families in rural India saw incomes reduced drastically while costs kept rising. No cash transfer scheme was going to cover that gap. Now, before you come to conclusions, here is a layer to this story. Cash activates women voters. It does not win them or it does not own them. BJP learned this hard way in 2024 elections, which is exactly why by 2025 in Bihar, the strategy evolved. Monthly schemes build loyalty over time, but they're slow. Lump sum dropped directly into the accounts just before elections captures attention at exactly the right moment, especially with rural women. So they stopped the long approach and they went straight into 10,000 rupees before Bihar elections. The strategy is working and getting sharper every election cycle. Now coming to the reservation bill. In September 2023, BJP passed the Women's Reservation Bill. What does it mean? It means 33% seats in parliament are reserved for women. Rahul Gandhi and the entire opposition supported it. 454 votes in favor and only 2 were against. Standing ovation, and it was a historic moment. But what was the problem? Implementation was not going to happen immediately. It was planned for 2034, 10 more years. And here is the question everybody is asking. If the bill passed with such a majority in September 2023, why didn't BJP implement it before 2024 elections? They had the parliament, they had the majority, elections were 8 months away. The answer is in the fine print. Implementation was tied to census and delimitation. If there was no census, no delimitation. That means no reservation. Earliest start was going to happen in 2034. But just 1 week before West Bengal elections, they needed a strong narrative. They brought a new bill to fast-track implementation to 2029. BJP knew it was going to fail because they already had the story ready. Within 24 hours, Modi was at a rally calling the opposition woman betrayers. A BJP MP had already told Outlook India the night before the vote. We will use it as a stick to beat them with until 2029. Now, here is a number that puts everything into perspective. Women are outpacing men at the voting booth, but women are not even 15% of the parliament. The party that talks about women in every rally, out of 446 candidates they fielded in 2024 elections, only 69 were women. Cash for votes, but bills for narratives. Let's come back to where we started the story. In 2023, Modi called it Revdi Culture, said freebies will bankrupt the states. 2 years later, the same party is running the same freebies everywhere. What changed in 2 years? Women became the real economics of Indian elections. By 2029, they will permanently outnumber men at the voting booth. By 2047, they will be the majority. Every party did the same calculation and reached the same conclusion. Cash works. The only question is who spends more and who has a better timing, like just before elections. While researching, I read a comment that gives the best conclusion to this video. Both parties have their own benefit in agreeing and rejecting the bill, but women are the ones who are in loss. Credit to this comment is a username Amrita More 4547. So yeah, that's about economics of women voters in India. Maza aaya to hit the subscribe button and I will see you in the next video.